welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. This Thursday afternoon video is a wee profile scouting video for the player Celtic are said to be pursuing, called Jakob Breum. I did a wee bit of a profile of him yesterday with his stats, and overnight I've been able to find several different YouTube videos, and I've taken extracts of one of those for later in the video. So just a wee reminder of Jakob Breum, a 21-year-old, primarily left winger, although he can play central attacking midfield and right wing. About 50% of his playing time has been at left wing, and 25% attacking midfield and 25% right wing. He is a Danish under-21 international with 6 games at that level but no goals, 5'10" in height. His contract with Go Ahead Eagles in Holland runs through to the 30th of June 2027, and he's thought to be on around about £2,000 per week at the moment. Some stories suggesting that Celtic bid £1.5 million. His transfer market valuation is around about the low 4 millions. However, it's thought that Go Ahead Eagles want at least 5 million. There were also suggestions yesterday that they were looking for 6 million, if not 7 million for him, although that does seem to have stabilised around about the 5 to 5.2 million pound mark. Looking at some of his stats for last season with Go Ahead Eagles, his season rating was 7.3 out of 10 on average over last season. 31 games, 11 goals, 6 assists. Over his whole career at Go Ahead Eagles, 68 games there, 14 goals and 10 assists. Previously played for Odense in Denmark, where it was 51 games, 4 goals, 3 assists. So it does look like he's getting better and better as his career progresses. A wee bit more depth regarding his ratings for things like passing and shooting and tackling and heading, etc. 17% goal conversion rate, 0.8 shots per game on target. Passing accuracy in general, good at 78%, although his crossing is down at 20%. His defensive midfield stats are poor for things like clearances, blocks, tackles, interceptions, etc. Poor at winning aerial duels, however, pretty decent average or slightly above average for winning things on the ground, and his dribble success, reasonable rather than great at 47%, and does seem to be maturing as he gains experience at a higher level of football. So I'm going to pop in now a wee highlights video extracted from other sources on YouTube. Lasts about 5 minutes, and after the highlights clips, we'll have a wee chat regarding how I see him as a player, his good and bad points, and how he might fit in at Celtic. using that extracted video, but there are 2 or 3 other highlights packages on YouTube which I've watched as well. My thoughts regarding Jakob Breum: decent rather than great pace, pretty good on the ball, pretty good dribbling skills, does seem quite strong on the ball, difficult to knock off. Seems very, very right-footed, hardly uses his left foot, although there are a few examples of him using his left foot to good effect, but he does seem very reluctant to use his left foot as a result, as he primarily plays down the left wing. He virtually always cuts inside rather than trying to hit the byline, and that was very similar. There were no real other examples in any of the other videos of him using his left foot to cross from the byline. Does seem to get into the box nicely at the back post to score. It does actually show pretty good ability in the air, scoring a nice back post header there. And that's not too unexpected for a player of 5'10". Actually quite nice vision when he does cut inside to spray the ball out to the far right wing. Does show also ability to deliver a good accurate corner and a good long direct free kick into the box as well, so those could well be useful skills for Celtic. And he also does actually finish very nicely, and does seem quite cool, calm and collected when he's got a scoring opportunity. So it's a wee bit surprising that his goal conversion rate is down at 17%, given those examples of how well he can finish the goals and chances. So in summary, I think he is definitely a very promising looking player. I think he probably is good enough to step in straight away as one of Celtic's 2 starters out wide. May well require Dyson Maeda swapping to the right if Breum prefers to go down the left wing, although it does appear from his prior games he is able to swap and play down the right side, and that may also be quite useful for Celtic if we are trying to get him to hit the byline and cross back in the air for Ida, or cut the ball back on the ground for Ida or for Yamada. So I do think he would be a starter for Celtic. I think he has got the potential to be one of Celtic's 2 best wide players in our current crop. I think he would step ahead of Yang and Forrest in the pecking order. Now, as I said earlier on, Go Ahead Eagles are thought to be wanting a minimum of £5.2 million. As I say, some stories that they actually would be holding out for £7 million, and given that he's got 2 more years left in his contract, that means Go Ahead Eagles do have the power to keep him as long as they want. Now, a question as to what his actual transfer value would be. I think something in the region of 4 to 5 million would be entirely reasonable, and I do think if Celtic went back with a bid around about the 5 million mark, I think Go Ahead Eagles probably would give in, as it doesn't look like there is an awful lot of interest from any other teams, despite what one particular Dutch journalist and pundit was saying. It doesn't actually look like any other top-level Dutch teams are looking at signing Jakob Breum. It would be great to see what you see for yourself regarding Breum as a player for Celtic. There are quite a number of other videos you can watch with highlights of him, lots of other stat sites as well if you want a more rounded picture. So do feel free to pop your own thoughts regarding him coming to Celtic into the comment section. And as we finish, just a wee polite suggestion, encouragement, as I usually do at the end of videos, just to click that subscribe button if you're not yet subscribed. Keep the numbers pushing up through the 1300s. And as I said, do use that comment section for pleasant, polite comments, thoughts, opinions, insights as to signing Breum for Celtic to take over as one of our wide players. And so until the next video, goodbye and hail, hail.